And we're live. Welcome back, guys.
We're live?
Guess what time it is?
Well, if we're live, it's gotta be 9 p.m. Because Debbie Kendall already sent a super chat for $1.99. Thank you,
Kendall,
Debbie.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it very much. And as Cora Pigman said, the only George I know that can say you are gorgeous. And I gotta say, I agree. So much so that I think I need to sing just a little bit of a song. Is that okay?
Sure. You guys ready to hear him sing? He's been warming up his vocals.
It goes a little something like this. Love is a burning thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? And it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into an Egyptian ring of fire. Right? It's Egyptian, right?
Yeah. Did you guys catch that?
Egyptian. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns.
Sing it, Jeremy.
The ring of fire. The ring of fire. You guys, come on, sing with me. You ready? On the chorus.
We can't hear you, but we can't hear them.
But they can still sing with us.
You guys can type the lyrics.
We fell into a burning ring of fire. We went down, 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 and the flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The Egyptian ring of fire. That ring of fire. All right, we got a busy,
Give it up
busy
for
night.
J-Dog.
We got a busy night. So, couple housekeeping things, and then we are going to hit the ground running, aren't we, George?
Yeah.
So, housekeeping things. Number one, we have eBay training coming up. As a matter of fact, we just had one other individual register today, George. I didn't even tell you
right
yet.
around the corner.
It was 10 minutes ago they registered.
Was it?
And
Nice.
we got a couple more seats that we're going to allow fill in and pack it in, and we're going to have a ton of fun. March 30th, how in the world do they register?
You definitely want to email us at whatthehales@yahoo.com. Let us know that you're interested, and then you will get a email in return with the next steps and what the instructions are and with the costs and all that other good jazz.
Ton of fun, March 30th here in Wooster, Ohio, and we're going to learn. You're going to get tips, tricks, the whole deal. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
From 10 to 2, 10 to 3?
10 to 2:30 with the option of going longer. So
Okay.
we also have hotel rooms blocked out for you if you're traveling from afar, and so we'll be all set there. Now, George has some news as well because, George, you just ordered some more merch. You got some new sizes, didn't you?
A couple of our subscribers wanted to know when we were going to get in an order of like the larger sizes, and we should be getting them
By Friday.
this upcoming Friday.
Friday,
okay,
we
that's
should
good.
have 4XL, which I personally would love to wear.
We ran out of the 2X. We were out of stock for the 3X.
But we'll have all of those, and we'll
then
have
we'll
the
add-
additional 4X, and you ordered 5X,
5X
too.
too.
5X! So that's probably going to be my new attire at the auctions.
He likes to wear big baggy clothes, so he wears 3X, even though he does.
And I know everybody's like, why does he wear his clothes so baggy?
I like to wear baggy clothes.
I don't
too.
like to make the women stumble. That's all it amounts to. All right? All right. Okay. So we've got one more thing that we need to take care of as far as housekeeping, and then we got to hit the ground running for show.
Okay.
We're not gonna do tips, and we're not gonna do the tip of the week, and we're going to find of the week. We're gonna get right into your actual questions tonight. But one thing I do want to let you know, as far as a housekeeping issue, eBay is changing their policy, and eBay is always changing their policy. We just need to keep on top of it, and we need to change with them because that's our platform for making money. That is your global platform. So, that being said, the buy it now option, you will no longer have a 30-day listing time frame. It will all be good until canceled, or they'll put that as GTC. Now, That's not good for us because when it's good till canceled, it gets buried in the search. The more days it's in there, the more days it gets buried and nobody can find it. We always want to be bumped up to the beginning of the search.
Especially if you have resellers that are also selling the same item or something similar with the same description in the item.
So how do we get around that? We need a loophole to still be successful so we can get bumped back up. In 30 days, list your item. It'll be listed good till canceled. After 30 days, delete it and then sell similar, and then you're going to bump right back up. So instead of eBay taking it off, you're going to take it off manually and then put it right back up, and you just worked around the system. You're still at the top of the search, and you're still going to make a ton of money.
Put a reminder in your calendar. I always have to put reminders in my calendar, otherwise I forget.
And I forget if she doesn't put a reminder in her calendar as well.
To remind him.
Okay, so in the past, what we've done is we've focused on questions from the top of the list and we worked our way down. And the way that you can actually get your question right up in front of us, or your comment or your statement, how, George? Because we never can get to everything.
Yeah, we try and answer as many questions as we can. But if you want a shout out or if you have a question, then you can't wait because you're on a time frame and you can't stay for the entire hour, send us a super chat and then it'll pop up and we'll be able to see it right away.
What is a super chat? How do they send that super chat?
Super chat, you're going to go ahead right where you're, as if you're going to leave a comment in the live feed, there's a $sign and then you just follow through the prompts.
That $sign is... That's the end of my name. It looks just like that. And then that way we'll actually see your question. So tonight we're going to try and tackle as many questions
as we can.
We're going to be succinct with answers. We're not going to try and fill time. We're just going to boom, 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 boom. And George is going to... Ow! Why am I always getting in trouble under the table? George is going to look for answers. She's going to start at the top. I'm just going to blindly go wherever, whenever, because right now we have 2 laptops in front of us to actually answer questions. So, George, let's pull out the first question, if you got one.
All right.
Let's see. Rob said, George, pull his earlobe. So, go ahead. Go ahead. There we go. All right, see?
I used to pull my son's earlobe because I didn't believe in spanking.
Christopher Vaught, sending love right back to you. Thanks for the love, and we love you back as well. Robert Arwood said, yeah, whatever happened to the $1,200 unit? Well, Robert, we just bought the unit. We literally bought it yesterday.
Yeah, so tomorrow will be the day that he goes back and...
Well, I'll be getting the $80 unit tomorrow. We spent another $100. We rented the $1,200 unit for an additional month, and so that we can work on it because it's too much volume with my schedule right now. So I'll be working on it all week, hauling it back.
Pat Curran wants to know, when are you going to collaborate with the Storage Auction Pirate?
Well, as a matter of fact, we actually have been conversing about that this week. And so one of the goals that we have is to pull together a conglomerate of individuals who do this for a living. Debbie Kendall sent another $1.99. Thank you so much, Debbie. We appreciate all the love that you're sending.
Thanks, Debbie.
So we're trying to pull together a conglomerate of individuals who do this for a living, and we want to not only do a collaboration video of all of us in storage units together, but the other idea is a massive live stream for you guys to be able to ask questions of these guys who are all around the country doing it together. Now, right now, it's just myself and Storage Auction Pirate. We're playing around with the idea. We're both in. So now what we're doing is try and pull the other people. We're trying to set a date, and we're going to try and get everybody together for you. So it started as an idea. We're starting to put details to it, and we'll go from there.
East Coast, West Coast.
Well, that's one of the things we want to do. East Coast, West Coast. All right. Parker Urbit said, did you find more dimes in that unit of 38 dimes? Parker.
We have found a couple.
Okay.
But we still have to sort through the unit.
Yeah, we're not done sorting through that unit. So we don't know if there's like a massive dime stash somewhere. Or, again, there could be... they had a certain thing for dimes that they used for. So we don't know. That's part of profiling, trying to figure that stuff out.
Christopher Vaught wants to know, do y'all have power tonight? Yes, last Sunday when we lost power, the power came back on at what, midnight?
Midnight. We had heat again, the whole deal.
And
We were running from a
The
generator.
generator did a good job of staying on.
The generator.
Gas.
We were scared to death. We were going to run out of gas. I think it was Real Talk Mentor actually sent us money to go grab
gas.
more gas. The power came on shortly after the live stream, so that was nice.
Someone wants to know, where is the ring when you were singing Ring of Fire?
Oh, yes, that ring. Well, I have a safe that I actually found in a storage unit a few years ago, and there's rings in there. Is that the ring he's talking about?
The Ring of Fire.
Oh, okay.
Cheryl Turner says, winding down my birthday weekend with What the Hales. Happy birthday, Cheryl.
Happy birthday, Cheryl. Let's see. Mr. Sheet says, Tim Anderson, I'm wondering the same thing, but I didn't see what Tim Anderson was actually wondering. So, I'm not sure what that is.
Trent Schwantez, is there an update on the gun locker from a month or so ago?
The gun locker from a month. Which locker is that?
With the revolver.
Was that with Icy Profits? Oh, the police unit.
Yeah.
Duh. Okay. We're not able to give you any further details about that unit at this time. When and if we can, then we will release those details. You'll want to stay tuned to the channel because we're hoping to release those details soon. So that's a very good question. There's a part 3 series on the channel in regards to that, and we would love to share with you part 4 if we can get to that point. All right. Blazing Spike 3809 says, when did you meet treasure hunting with Jeebus? Blazing Spike 3809, met him in our very first collaboration. We started to reach out to one another because we were watching each other's videos, and we started to talk and said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we got together? So we did. We got together in Pennsylvania. He drove 2.5 hours. I drove 6 hours, and that was our first time getting together. And we have a goal of trying to get together at least once a month and working together to put out videos for you guys. So that should be a ton of fun.
Lynn Logan says, I am the one who asked about the Mickey Mouse wristwatch and shower curtain. I never heard anything back from you guys, so could you please let me know?
Okay, anybody who has emailed or messaged, you have to keep in mind you're one person out of thousands that are trying to communicate with us.
So please allow 7 to 10 days for us to get back to you.
More than that. I'm over 2 weeks behind right now in communication with Yahoo. Anybody who's messaged through Yahoo, anybody who, even some of the responses on YouTube, I'm over 2 weeks behind. I cannot keep up. And so the volume of you guys watching and communicating versus the one person of me, or when George is here, the one person of George, or when the both of us are trying to work on communication together, at this point, we just can't keep up. And so you have to be extremely patient, understanding that we get thousands of communication requests in all venues.
Yeah, and Jeremy handles maybe 90% of the communication, just because I work my 9 to 5, and
that is my 9 to 5.
That's his. Ricardo Selena says, did you see the video I sent you to watch?
Which one was it? So many people send me videos.
If he sent you a video on the What the Hales email, I wouldn't know.
Okay, so I don't know for sure because so many people send me videos to watch, and I attempted to watch every single one of them. So if I responded to you, then yes, I watched it. If I haven't responded yet, then I probably haven't watched it yet, but I attempt to. So it's probably I'm just not there yet in responding to communication, but we'll get there one way or another. Okay, JB Phillips says, do you have a plan to organize and list all the stuff in your warehouse? And there's a whole bunch of bunnies in quotes. So the plan to organize and list everything needs to be organized before spring for garage sale season. As far as listing on eBay, there's not enough time. So all the time and emphasis that's going into YouTube right now, which is frankly every waking moment, that is what I did put emphasis on eBay. And so that eBay time is being taken away until I can hire somebody full-time. And we have not found the right fit for that position yet. And you have to keep in mind, when you're looking to hire somebody full-time and to handle all your money, all your funds, your accounts, your merchandise, that's a huge area of trust that you're putting into them.
So you want to find the right match, someone that's going to be loyal, someone who's going to show up,
Yep.
not come for one day and then not show up, or someone that's actually going to show up to an interview maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice too. Just people even show up when they want to interview. But other than that, if you go, oh, well, you have all this stuff, are you a hoarder? No, I'm not a hoarder. What I am is I have money in the bank. And that bank is the warehouse and the money is the merchandise. So that merchandise is going to increase in value. So I'm not worried about not making money. I'll make money at the right time.
Pie Real Rat says, how much per box on the Movie Star unit?
Oh,
Do you
good
remember?
question.
That
yeah.
was back in
I
October.
Do. Well, I absolutely remember how much because I have to claim it on taxes and pay taxes. I actually just went through that paperwork because I had to get a 1099 for that. So, good question. How much per box? We're not ready to reveal that yet because not everybody has gotten the opportunity to actually give a guess. And so that's one of the pinned questions is we asked them to guess how much did we make.
Oh,
and
okay.
9 times out of 10, we do not share with you income. Just like you don't share your personal income over the internet or on social media, we're not sharing our personal income, but we're having a little fun with this one to say, hey, how much do you think we actually got with it? And we'll reveal that at the appropriate time.
Robert Robb says, I'm the guy interested in the go-kart and the bikes. If I buy them, will you guys sign the go-kart steering wheel and put the expired spam with it? LOL.
That expired spam is lunch tomorrow. So autographs, yes. Spam, probably not.
Do you think our autographs will be worth something one day?
No, not at all.
No?
No.
What if someone tries to sell it on eBay? It's got to be worth something.
Well, if it was yours, I'd buy it. But if it was mine, I'd just laugh.
Sarah Wood says, I would love to meet you guys. My daughter will start at ATI in the fall. ATI is the
It's the
agriculture?
Ohio State Extension Study. Jody Schallenlerth, I know I'm pronounced that wrong, Jody, says, can you do a house tour so we can see your living space? How much of your house is from storage locker? We are anticipating doing a crib style video.
So stay tuned for that.
Everything in the house, almost everything in the house is actually from a storage unit because when I went through a divorce 4 years ago, one of the things my ex-wife wanted was everything. And so I got tired of the fighting. I let her have every material asset we had. I let her have it all, and I had to rebuild my life. And so there's actually a video on the YouTube channel earlier, about a year ago, where I detail that and go, this is how you can rebuild your life. Everything in the house is from storage units. So we will do a video like that, and you'll get to see some of our best storage unit finds that we actually hold on to. Northwest RC Club sent $5. Looking forward to another great live show tonight, this morning, 2:15 a.m. He's in the UK. Yep, he's UK in it. Thanks for the awesome videos, Northwest RC Club. Thank you. All
appreciate it.
Your encouragement. We appreciate your comments, your encouragement. It puts wind in our sails to keep doing what we do. Thank you so much.
Someone, Timothy Colgert wants to know what my first name is. Should we reveal that in a video someday?
Sweetheart, they already know your first name.
My real first name.
Mrs. George. Mrs.
There
George.
you have it, Mrs. George.
Mrs. George. By the way, we were with George's family today. We were with her sister, George, her brother, George, and her other brother, George.
That's right, for my nephew's birthdays.
Yep.
Izzy turned 6 and the little one turned 2.
Poppy.
Reseller King says, I bid on 2 lockers and winning them with 2 days left.
Woo! Now
Fist pump.
remember, any auction, the majority of the bids, whether it's eBay or whether it's online on a storage unit, the majority of the bids are going to come within the last 5 minutes of the auction. You'll see that on any auction site, any platform. So keep your eye on that. You want to be able to bid within the last 5 minutes as well. Monica Johansson said, Georgina.
Georgina?
Yep.
Yeah, Georgina could be.
Her legal middle name is
George,
George, though. I mean, it actually is George. So, cultural thing in regards to Middle Eastern culture, getting your dad's name in your name. So, Pamela Wynn said, Mrs. George Hales dollar sign. All right. Karen Gates says, do you have poison oak? Your arm seems to be bothering you. Karen, something is bothering me. I just put on this sweatshirt, and actually, since you noticed it, I think there was a spider in there, and I think it actually bit me. So I was just... not paying attention to it and wasn't going to say anything while we were on camera. I was going to deal with it later, but I think there's a spider in there, and I think I got bit. So I don't have poison oak, but yes, something
are you scratching?
Something has been in my sleeve. I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out later. All right, you got one, sweetie?
Tim Anderson wants to know, did you do anything about the U-Haul that kicked you out because of videoing?
Tim Anderson, your question about Uhaul, we have a meeting with our legal team, which before you get into YouTube and before you start putting videos out, one of the things you absolutely want to do is know that what you're doing is legal, okay? And obviously what we do is legal, because if it wasn't, number one, YouTube would be liable as a third-party platform. And if what we did isn't legal and what everybody else is doing isn't legal, then YouTube would cease to exist. There is no platform for people to post. So we actually have a meeting this Thursday with our legal team as far as what we're going to do as far as moving things forward in the future. Not only with Uhaul, because this is becoming a growing is the wrong word, because, for example, if you look at yesterday's video, our auctioneer, Shad, one of the best auctioneers in Ohio, loved it. Because the auctioneers and the businesses realize that they're growing as we highlight them and showcase them on YouTube. But there's that small percentage that they just don't get it. And they don't want to even try and get it. And so we are pursuing our legal options and meeting with our legal team as far as ways to assure them that, number one, they're protected, but number two, we're protected as well. And so there will be follow-up in regards to that. And one of the things I even asked in our community is, who wants to see what a lawyer has to say about the laws? Because it's important, because some of our subscribers are actually starting to film this as well, and they want to put it on YouTube. And so it's important to them to know, okay, am I okay? And so we always are giving you free information. I don't mind paying my lawyer team to give you the free information so that you know you're okay.
It seems as though it's just U-Haul. Because a lot of other subscribers, a lot of other YouTubers do this, and they film it and post it, and
usually they hide it. I don't hide anything. I'm right there with the camera in your face as you see it.
Matthew D wants to know, what's the most you've ever spent on a unit?
It would have been one with $40,000 of antique furniture 4 years ago. I either paid $2,600 or $2,800 for the unit. I did not buy it for the antique furniture. I bought it because there was a guitar, and I thought it was an antique Gibson guitar. And you get an antique Gibson guitar, those can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Well, it was the case in the guitar wasn't the antique Gibson. It was actually another brand that I got $500 or $600 for. I sold it to Timeless Guitars in Parma. And then I sent all of the furniture off to auction. So that's the most I ever paid for a unit. The auctioneer actually gave me $500 for the drum that was in there that day too. So it just started making money right away.
Cummins Captain wants to know, would you ever go metal detecting?
Oh, absolutely. Do you want to talk to?
Yeah.
Why don't you address that?
Jeremy's hoping to find a metal detector in one of the storage units.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I really want to find a metal detector in the storage unit, and then we want to branch off with that as well. We've been talking with Jeebus and Amber about that too, how fun it would be to go out metal detecting. Mm-hmm. One of the things that they shared with us is there's a lot of legal liabilities with that. So you have to have a lot of different permission and permits for metal detecting, which we didn't know. Because a lot of people ask us, why don't you dumpster dive? Well, why we don't dumpster dive is because technically it's illegal. So we won't put ourselves in that position. Now, there's not a lot of people pushing that. They're not going, oh, you're going to jail, you were in a dumpster. They just get chased off. But we won't even put ourselves in that compromising position. So Jeebus and Amber were telling us, hey, you got to file permits and da-da-da. So we didn't know that either. So that's something we're going to have to talk to our legal team about as well. But we do want to get into that.
It looks like Debbie Kendall forgot to leave her message with her super chat, but she needs a shout out for her Poshmark store. Debbie Kendall, guys, check out her Poshmark store.
Remember the title?
Robert Robb wants to know, would you guys ever go to auction dressed in costumes for fun?
Is that even a question?
Yeah. We did though in the one video.
Didn't you the police video when we were in, well, that was Norton. The Norton police were called, and then we bought the unit where we found the revolver, and then we couldn't share the rest of the story with you. We were actually in costume, because what was happening, so many people were showing up because they were following us. We were announcing where we were going next. People were showing up and prices were going up. So we went incognito in costume, and we would definitely do it again. Lazy Walk and Pee. Jeremy.
Lazy Walk and Pee.
I have the same problem as you. I keep buying and stockpiling with no time to list and sell. We really enjoy the videos. Thanks for the super chat, Lazy Walk and Pee.
Appreciate it.
Think of it this way, Lazy Walk and Pee. You're actually investing. And so don't think of it as hoarding, because it's not just garbage. Hoarders hold on to everything. And I think what you're doing is you're holding on to valuable things. So when the time is right, you'll be able to actually sell that and generate some income.
Michael Spencer says, hey, Jeremy, I'm from Indiana. Do you guys need any kind of help there at your store? Because I'm planning on moving back to Ohio in April, and I'd like to learn how to buy storage units and would like to just learn.
The best way to learn about buying storage units, just watch YouTube. There's nothing that you can't find on YouTube. So we try and focus on the education. That's one of our 3-prongs approach. So we try and give you education, entertainment, and encouragement. That's who we are. That's what we're about, and that's how we do it. So a lot of times George will actually say that we are in edutainment.
An edutainer.
We're edutainers.
Edutainer.
So she'll say it that way, and then we want to encourage you that you can do it as well. But don't just focus on our channel. I can't stress that enough. You're going to get one side of the story and one part of the experience from us. When there's guys out there that have been doing this as well, they've got a tremendous amount of knowledge to share with you. That's what gets me most excited. As somebody asked, hey, you and Storage, Auction Pirate, are you guys going to get together? We absolutely, that's one of the things we were just talking about this week, is getting all that knowledge together and then you guys feeding off of that. And so don't just watch our channel. Make sure you're watching other channels as well. Learn what you can from them and then go and apply it. So if you're just soaking up the knowledge and not doing anything with it, man, that's a lost opportunity. Go apply it. Go do it.
Yeah, because every YouTuber has their own techniques, tips, and methods. So you can learn and pick up pieces from the different people that are also in this industry.
And you probably have figured out our tricks and our tips and our methods.
If we're your favorite, then we're not going to argue with you.
Yeah, we don't mind that. We always need help. The problem is finding the right help. And so that's huge when you're an employer. You always want to invest in finding the right help. You don't want constant turnaround, things along those lines. And the problem that I've had for years is I hire my own competition. What I mean by that is I hire them, I train them, and they go, why am I working for you when I could go do this for myself?
They branch off to do it for themselves.
And that's
there's nothing wrong with
There's nothing wrong with it. They go, oh, this is easy. I can do this. Yep,
Yeah.
you sure can.
Marty Peterson says, hi, Jeremy and George. Y'all need to come see me out here in Oregon when you guys go on the road, and we'll get a unit together. We'll have a blast. So once we do take the show on the road, I think we're going to announce what cities we're going to be going to next.
We'll let people know where we're going, and then you can contact us, and then we want to go to auctions with you.
Yeah.
Berta Creeder says, how can I locate an auction house that auctions little stuff? You two are great. And George, your son is gorgeous.
He's actually on the live right now.
Oh, your son is?
Yeah, I think Joey left a comment.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So Joey's middle name is?
It's Daniel, but he wanted me to change it to George.
So keep it in the family. So they broke a little bit of tradition there. But in regards to finding an auction house, I don't know your area. The best thing you can do, Google it. Google is your friend, and Google auctioneers, and then call them and say, hey, what is it that you focus on? So you've seen one auctioneer that I work with that I did the quick flip with, and so you saw I never had to touch it. He'll actually come, pick everything up, and then he'll sell it. I never touch it. It's a quick flip. I have another auctioneer that I'm working with tomorrow. So first thing tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., I have to have an entire load of antiques, collectibles, because I can't sell it fast enough on eBay. I wanted to load the trailer up. I have a 20-foot covered trailer that I'm taking over to him. Didn't have time today. We had too many family obligations. And so he's just going to, this week on Thursday, going to auction off a lot of my collectibles to the local community.
Jason Stokes is from Cincinnati. Says you should come down here to Cincinnati and we can go to auction with me.
It'd be a ton of fun.
Cincinnati's 4 hours away.
Cincinnati's going to be 3.5, 4 hours. Yep. All right, Mary 5603. The weirdest thing they have found is toenail clippings and someone's teeth. Yes! Very odd to find. Well, we'll just call that human remains. We're not talking ashes. We're just talking people's teeth. And the even odder with people's teeth is people buy this on eBay. And it just boggles my mind that, I mean, I already know you can sell anything on eBay as long as it's within the policies and the guidelines. But what people will buy just boggles my mind. But toenail clippings, we found that in a safe. Yeah, that was the safe,
that
right?
Was in the safe.
In the pill bottle. Mm-hmm. So gross.
With the manual nose trimmer.
That's right, the nose trimmer, which we sterilized. I tried and I bled.
Because it's a manual trimmer and it pulls the hair from the root. And
pull is an understatement. More like rips and shreds the hair from your nostril. That would be the right way to describe it.
Jim Panther wants to know, do you have anyone to help you empty the lockers or do all the heavy lifting yourself? Majority of it is you.
90.
I try to help as much as I can if it's on the weekend.
If it's weekend and we can load it, then George is with me, but
Monday through Friday, it's all
you got to remember, we have a long distance relationship. So she's up north and I'm south, and it's typically, this is what I do for a living because I'm fun employed. And so I enjoy being fun employed. I enjoy not answering to anybody. I enjoy, I've been the boss of myself for a long time, and it's difficult to not be. And so once you're into that, where you make your own schedule, you do what you want to do, you have freedom. I love going camping. We've got a camper. I want her to take as much time off as she can once the weather breaks. You're going to see less videos when the weather breaks. We're going to be out camping, and I love that freedom to do what I want to do every day.
Michael Spencer says, my birthday is on the 20th of this month. Happy early birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Sheila Jasser says, have you ever had someone follow you home after you bought a unit that you were concerned for your safety?
Not sure that I've had anybody follow me home, but I've had people find out that I have their stuff, and so there's been threats, stalking. I mean, afterwards
through social media.
Well, social media and here at the house, I've had people show up at the house,
but
so they didn't follow me, but they found out. For example, I listed stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and they're like, "Oh, that's mine," and so normally what I would do, for one example, a girl is in jail. She was a drug addict, and she actually had a death in her home, and I bought her locker. And her mom saw it on Facebook, and her mom saw and was at the door, and it literally in a robe and in slippers. And I was just in awe, going, what is going on?
Because she recognized her daughter's
Because she
belongings?
recognized her daughter's belongings on Facebook Marketplace. I posted for sale. And so she said, that's my daughter's stuff. And I said, you know what? Let's work on this. I said, this is how much I have into it. I will load it all up, and I will deliver it to your home. All you have to do is pay me $2,000. I just want what I have into it, and I'll deliver it, and the whole deal. And no joke. She looked at me and she said, what can I get for $40? And I went, well, here, take all the family photos, that's what you can have, and keep your $40.
Castle 3090 says, my wife is looking for Furbies. Do you have any?
I have probably 4 or 5 or 6 Furbies down in the basement. Furbies are another good toy, especially if it's the right Furby. It could go for a lot of money. Obviously, things that are boxed and sealed in the box go for a ton more money. Usually, without a box, you can probably anticipate that that's going to decrease value from anywhere from 50 to 70%. But Furbies are good investments.
Yeah. So
Yost! $2 through Super Chat. Thanks, Yost. He said, Jeremy and George, what's
What is
up,
up?
guys?
Appreciate it.
Yost and I have been communicating about doing a collab as well.
Yeah?
I know that
Where does
he
live?
He's not too far away. I know you sent an email. I haven't responded to it yet. I'm weeks behind in communication with everybody through YouTube. So keep in mind, I do have a normal life, and I've got taxes I'm working on, and I've got storage units I'm working on, and I've got it goes on. I have apartments. I have an apartment that doesn't have heat right now, so I'm a landlord, and I have to work on that as well. And so all kinds of things going on in life that YouTube communications I have to sleep as well, so that gets pushed back just a little bit.
What's that?
Honestly, I don't know half the time.
Pamela Wynn says, have you ever found a gun safe in a storage unit? I'm looking to purchase one. Pamela Wynn, does she have guns? Pamela. Is it for you, Pamela? We have
gun cabinets, not a specific gun safe.
Do you have a gun safe?
We don't have a gun safe.
We just have
right
gun
now.
cases right now.
I think you sold all of those, didn't you?
I have 4 left.
Oh, okay. Tons of gun cases.
They're made for shotguns.
We don't have an actual gun safe right now. All right, let's see. JK and Christine G are debating whether Furbies are demonic or not. So, Mr. Ordinary Visionary says sleep is overrated. Sleep is overrated until you've gone days without it, and you can't function without it. Trust me.
Christopher Vaught says, do you just do storage auctions or estate auctions?
Yes. So
the answer is yes.
If you've been watching the past couple weeks, was it last week I went to a state auction and I bought the Pokemon video games?
Is that considered an estate auction?
Just people bring their stuff and it's a state auction.
Okay. When I think estate auction, I think you go into their home.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I do it all. The estate auction that I went to, they just brought everything from the home actually to the auction house. All right. Eb Jester sent $5 through Super Chat. Thank you so much, Eb Jester. He says, we picked up a unit for $60. First box we opened had over $300 in longer burger baskets.
Whoop, whoop.
It also has a huge box of Thai. One looks to be rare. Sweet! Great job. That is phenomenal. We love hearing that. That's great.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Elem3NT says, George, isn't that a boy's name? Well, E-L-E-M-N-T, I think it's supposed to be element. Isn't that a periodic table name? Mm-hmm. You know, like sulfur, salt. I mean, so, all right, what you got, sweetie?
Paradise Hideaway says, did you find out any more about the movie stars unit?
That depends on what you want to know. We have tons of information on the movie star unit. What is it that you want to know? So remember the movie star unit. That was Rudy Ray Moore. He's actually considered the godfather of rap. He's considered the godfather of we'll call it X-rated comedy. It is not my style by any stretch of the imagination. I don't favor it, but I own it now. So and so he paved the way in a lot of Black history, and so. He's looked up to as a movement and a person that did a lot in Black entertainment. And so we own that unit, and we've worked with, as we revealed that now, the actual movie production that owns the rights to all of his titles and things along those lines. And all depends on what you want to know.
When did he pass?
I forget the day.
2006?
I forget the year. Baby, there's so much paperwork I can't even remember.
Well, anyways, they're coming out with a movie about his life.
Eddie Murphy.
And Eddie Murphy will be the one to play his role.
He's a huge fan of Rudy Ray Moore, and so Eddie Murphy is crucial in the Netflix movie coming out. So one of the things that we actually negotiated is that George and I would have tickets to the red carpet opening of the movie. So we'll let you know. We'll be waving. You know, we're trying to get there, and maybe we can broadcast live once that premiere happens.
Northwest RC Club says, will you guys be fixing up the go-karts from the $1,200 unit, as it would be great to see you give it a go?
No idea yet. You have to have
to
time to do that. So right now there's just no time Chad the Walrus says M&Ms or Skittles. You wanna answer that one?
M&Ms or Skittles? Oh, that's a hard one.
That's not hard for me. That's
oh,
easy.
they're both good.
That's easy for me.
You like them both.
Wild berry Skittles, my all-time absolute favorite.
It is your favorite,
candy.
but you like M&Ms also.
So M&Ms for her. She likes peanut butter M&Ms.
He's guilty for buying. He'll go out and buy me a nice bag of M&Ms, and I won't even get to taste one because he eats the entire bag by himself.
Separation anxiety when she's away. I just sit there in the couch and
stress eating.
Where's George? Where's George? Where's George?
Michelle Denise says, I have to say, you never buy the nasty, stinky units.
We leave those for others. So, and that's one of the things that people say. Jeremy, are you concerned that you're teaching too many people? Are you concerned that you're teaching your own competition? Well, first of all, I'm not concerned about teaching my competition. I love being able to teach. It's what I consider one of my gifts and one of the passions that I have. And for those that aren't aware, I used to be a professor, a master's level professor. My students could get a master's degree in organizational leadership, education, or counseling. And so I love that. And this is actually giving me a creative outlet on YouTube to continue to implement and use that giftedness. So that being said, there's always units for everybody. If there's a $1 unit or a $5 unit for somebody just starting out and they want to try it, that's great. It's not what I'm looking for, but let's just be frank with one another. I'm looking for the high dollar units. I'm looking for the big money. I'm not looking for the small money. And so I don't spend money on the small units. There's plenty of money for everybody to be made though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some people enjoy selling clothes and shoes and baby items, and we would prefer not to. We prefer to sell the things that are
cool stuff. Stuff that makes you go, whoa, what is this? And one of the things George loves, again, when we first met, she wanted nothing to do with this. And one of her greatest passions now is she loves figuring out the history of items.
Yeah. So a lot of the vintage and antique items, I love learning about the history and what they were used for back in the day.
Dale Barnes just sent $100 through Super Chat. Thank you, Dale. We appreciate that tremendously. We don't deserve it, but thank you for sending the $100 through Super Chat.
He didn't leave a message with his Super Chat.
He did not leave a message, but he did leave $100. So thank you, Dale. We appreciate that.
Oh, it must be coming. He probably forgot to add it, and it's coming.
That could be too.
Monica Johansson says, I have an auction in my area on the 19th. It's online, and I have never bought one before. Any advice?
Well, the thing that I always tell everybody, profile, profile, profile. And so know what you think you can know. Don't bid based on what you think may be in there. Bid based on what you can see. Our encouragement is always find one item that will pay for the whole unit. So you may see it as a piece of furniture. If you look back at yesterday's video, one of the things I share with you is I bought the $80 unit, which I am in awe with that crowd that I got an $80 unit. That thing is packed with antiques, first of all. I also think we're going to find vintage video games. Mm-hmm. We haven't looked yet, but the antique stove alone, $400, $500 in this area.
Even if it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, it's all profit. So you hear me say, though, look at the cabinet in the back corner. That cabinet will pay. I don't care what the condition is. I'll get $100, $200 out of the cabinet in the back. And so profile, pick one thing that'll pay for the whole unit. I don't know how I got it for $80, but I got it for $80.
Yeah, especially with that crowd size.
The biggest crowd I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So find the one thing that will pay for the unit as you bid. Bid wisely. Bid on what you can see, not what you think may be in there, what you know is in there. Profile it correctly.
Kraig Job says, I bought my first storage unit 2 days ago and I'm still poor. Have you listed anything yet?
Okay, so this is one of the things I tell George all the time.
It's not a get rich.
Not. You're not gonna get rich. You have to work. And so I'm not saying that you're not going to work it. You obviously are going to work it. And I also say this all the time. In America, we don't have an income problem. Everybody goes, I don't make enough money. We don't have an income problem in America. We make enough money. Now, I understand some of you are going to start sending comments and say, well, I can't live off a minimum. Well, better yourself and go find a better income. That's one of the things we're trying to teach you to do. In America, we have a spending problem. We don't have an income problem. We have a debt, a spending problem. That's the problem. So if you're just spending on the unit, you didn't do anything to better yourself. Now you have to apply the things that you've learned about selling the things from the unit. That's where the income is going to come from. That's where you're going to better yourself. Follow it all the way through. Please follow it all the way through. That's how you get yourself out of the rat race. That's how you get yourself self-employed. That's how you get to decide what you want to do every day of your life. And what you are going to do. And some days you wake up and you go, I ain't going to do nothing. That's a nice feeling to have that freedom. Dennis
Robertson wants to know, when are you going to do the video on what you do with all the broken cell phones? Are they worth anything? Stay tuned for that, Dennis. I have a ton of cell phones that's in the shed, so we're waiting for the weather to break. Right now it's really muddy where I have them stored.
She's been cracking the whip on me to actually get on that video.
Yeah.
She's like,
I do want to do
that
it.
Video? Would you do that video?
I do want to do it, but
we'll
we have
there.
to get some of the phones that I have in storage out of storage.
Okay, Michael Lassier. Hey, Jeremy, would you happen to have a few combination locks that you don't know the combination to, and you're looking to get rid of them? If so, please let me know. How can I get some of them? Right now, I don't, Michael, and if I ever do get them, they just go to scrap metal. And so that's income for me as well. So anything that's metal, it gets sorted. So remember, I sort garbage, I sort recyclables, and then I sort scrap metal. And scrap metal just pays for gas. I don't sort out the different metals of copper, steel, aluminum. I just one bulk, boom, pay for gas, keep moving on. Because my time is too much money in regards to having to sort all of that stuff out.
Sky Dunn wants to know, do you ever get frustrated with doing this for a living? It looks fun, but obviously a lot of work to be put in.
Sorry, Mitch. There are frustrations, just like there are in every job. And there are things that I like and there's things that I don't like. So the things that I love the auction. First of all, I love the live auction versus an online auction.
Because of the excitement and the crowd.
Sure, it's just a lot of fun. It's entertainment to me. Well, some people may like going out to the bar. That's not me. I don't like that scene at all. That's not for me. I like going to an auction. And some people may go, man, I would never go to the auction. I see the kind of people that go to the auction. I agree.
And it can be intimidating.
And so the other thing I love about it is the treasure hunt. I love finding out. Now, the parts that I don't like, and I used to love eBay. I mean, eBay put me through college debt-free. That was my undergrad, my master's. eBay paid for my first house. My first house was paid off in under 3 years, and I became a landlord at the age of 21, and da-da-da. All those things. eBay allowed those things to happen, that platform, okay? And so I used to love to sell, and now you get to a point of growth that I can't sell anymore. I want somebody else to sell. Let me do what I'm good at. Let me go out and buy profile units, and then I'll just use the manual labor. I'm fine having a master's degree and just doing manual labor. I could care less about the degrees. Let me do the manual labor and then let other people sell for me, because that does a couple of things. Number one, it helps build my wealth. But number two, I'm investing in their wealth. And so they're getting a wealth of knowledge and they're getting a paycheck. And so I love, as an entrepreneur, building back into the community and into others as well. So those are the things I like. Those are the things I don't like.
Dunsboy 1000 said he paid for the eBay training back in January and he hasn't received an email with details.
Don't check your emails. Just send me another email and send it to whatthehales@yahoo.com and you'll get the information. Make sure when I send that tonight, and I will make sure you get that tonight. And then make sure it's not in your spam folder, and also make sure you send your shirt size as well.
Yes.
B. McKnight says, this is a great hobby job. Thanks for the introduction to the auction hunting. You guys rock. And he sent $5 through Super Chat. Hey, B. McKnight, thank you so much for the encouragement. We're thrilled that we can help you in the side hustle and the hobby. And like most hobbies, I'm warning you, B. McKnight, they become jobs and they become fun jobs. That's what I like about it.
Appreciate it, B. McKnight. James Wilson says, is George the one who usually likes the comments that I leave? I always get a like on my comments, and most times it's within a few minutes of the heart comment left by your channel. Maybe. It could be me. I try to read as many comments as possible, and I'll go in and like. Obviously, I can't respond to all of them because we get so many and we upload so many videos, but that like could be from me. Sure.
JK says, Professor Hales, are you addicted to the actual bidding and buying? Well, addiction means you can't stop. And so I could stop at any point in time. As a matter of fact, if you look at the videos, you'll see a 6-month gap where you saw nothing. Nothing was happening. Nothing was going on. That gap was before I actually met George. And then I said, hey, do you mind if I get back into this again? And she went, okay, that sounds good. So an addiction means you can't stop, and that it has control of you. I don't have an addiction to storage units. Now, maybe an addiction to George, but even then, it's not an addiction in the buying and the process, and I could stop that at any time. And we've talked even. We've continued to say
it's an investment for you.
It is an investment, and
it's
so
a hobby and an investment.
I unashamedly I enjoy making money. I don't have any problem sharing that with people. There is no shame in making money. And I understand there are people that go, wow, the wealthy or those who make money, they're evil. No. Money isn't evil. What you do with your money could potentially be evil. And there is no shame in actually making money. Now, one of the things I love making money for is because I love giving back. I love giving to my church, to my community. I love giving to ministries, whether that's my time, my talents, my treasure. So treasure being out of my pocket. It could be time where I actually volunteer. And it could be talents where I teach or I do this or I'm helping establish a thrift store with a local ministry here because I've done that before. So any of those things, I find that fun to do and fulfilling as well.
Jackie Wood says, it's summer over here in Australia, but how much are your sweatshirts? Jackie Wood, if you look at any of the videos that we upload in the description box, there is a link that'll take you straight to the hoodie. It's $35, but depending on where you live in the world, the shipping will vary. So shipping costs will vary going all the way to Australia.
Sasha Girl says, what are your biggest money makers you look for while thrifting consistently? Well, Sasha, for me, it's going to be toys because I have the most knowledge about toys. I enjoy toys. I always have. I love toys. I mean, honestly, I'm almost a 42nd year old in a boy's body. And my previous profession, my vocation would prove that. I mean, I was running a conference center, a Christian camp and conference center. Most people would go, well, that you only operated during the summer. No, I was operating year round. And honestly, I was operating with 400 beds. Think of a hotel, an amusement park, and a restaurant all jammed into one. That's what I did for a living. So I entertained people, and I was a hotel industry, and I had a full-time cook, the whole deal, and we took care of all of their needs. I loved it. So I'm just a big boy in a big man's body. So for me, it's toys. I'm always looking at the toys, but I have the most knowledge. For somebody else, I see people in my thrift store and they're scanning all the barcodes on the books. I've made a lot of money on books. I mean, I can find a book and sell it for $400, $500, $600, depending on what the book is. But you're never going to see me in the thrift store scanning the barcodes on books. I'd be like, forget that. Where's the toys? And so it all depends on what you know, your knowledge, and what you can find.
Johnny Poopoo says, approximately how many items can you have on eBay at a time?
That all depends on your selling limits on eBay. If you just begin, you're gonna get a number of how many items you can list, and you're gonna get a monetary value. And if you hit one of those thresholds, you can't go any longer until you basically are proving yourself. Now, if you do hit those thresholds, one of the things I would tell you, call eBay immediately. You can click on contact, they'll give you a phone number, and usually the first time, they'll increase your thresholds immediately. But after that, it's going to take another 30 days and then 60 days, and as the more you actually post and grow, the more your thresholds are going to actually grow as well.
Kate says, you need to quit eating that food or you will for sure have a ring of fire.
If
comment,
Kate only knew who really had a ring of fire before.
Kate, we're waiting for you to message
live
us and
chat.
let us know when you're ready to do your first storage unit. You're only, she's 2 hours away
She's
from
in Dayton,
Kate.
so she's 3 hours. And George has talked at length about us coming down with you, Kate, and taking you to your first
Yeah, we'll meet you
storage
there.
unit.
Just
So
let us know when you're ready.
She's dead serious. She loves your comments. She laughs at them all the time. She loves your humor. And she's like, we have to go meet Kate and we have to take her to a storage unit auction. So she's dead serious if you find one. But she wants to come, and she doesn't want it to just be me. She wants to be there to meet you too.
Someone wanted to know when I'll be helping you full time.
You want to share your goals?
The goal is January of 2020. So I wanted to pay off my student loans first and then save up X amount of months of my own income. And then hopefully by January of 2020, I can come on the What the Hales full time.
BKM said, what the hell's getting a big tax return back? Should I spend it all on live storage units? At auction? As your financial advisor, BKM, I would advise you to diversify your investments. But don't invest in things that don't make you a lot of money. Invest in things that make you a lot of money. And you're going to have to figure out where in the world and how in the world to do that. But if you do that in storage units, please properly profile, buy the best units that you possibly can. Resell it all, don't hold on to it, and have a ton of fun while you do it. By the way, one of the greatest investments that there is storage unit lockers or auctions or what have you. If you buy properly and if you flip it, you will never find a return on investment. Again, you'll hear those terms as ROI. You're not going to find that in the stock market. If you get 10% return ROI in the stock market, that's considered huge. You're not going to find that in the stock market. The only better investment that I know of is real estate. And real estate is such an amazing investment because the government actually gives you so many tax breaks to encourage you to invest in real estate, and it's something that I got into very early. I bought my first house at the age of 20.
William Greeley says, Jeremy, it would be interesting to see you hook up with the pickers. They travel a lot and would be a great learning resource.
American pickers?
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
How can we sign up? Someone else brought this up.
I'm not sure. Maybe they'll contact us. They'll be like,
They'll
that
find
George,
us.
You know, Frank. Wait, no, you're not Frank's type.
Which one's Frank? The other
Frank
guy?
is the short dude, and he's into women that aren't like you. He's into some.
Marty Peterson says, hey, I just have a question. I bought 3 units so far, been selling a lot on eBay. What is the best way to ship items on the flat rate UPS, or do you do it yourself? We use USPS. And then occasionally you'll do it yourself.
Okay, so USPS is going to be one of the reasons why I love the United States Postal Service is because they give you free boxes. Don't ever use flat rate. Flat rate is going to gouge you as far as prices, okay? So you're never going to save. Let me rephrase this. There are minimal times when you're selling that you'll actually save money using flat rate. 9 out of 10 times or 99% of the time, you're not going to save any money using flat rate. And Lazy Walking P. He said real estate is number one. You know it because you do it. So those who do it know it. In regards to actually shipping, you want to try and go first class if you can. If it's under £1 and over £1, you want to go priority. And they're going to give you free boxes. And you can actually have your mail or your postal service come and pick those packages up. You can ship everything. You never have to leave home. That's what I love about it. And you're passing that charge on to your buyer. So it's no money out of your pocket to get those things. You're going to get delivery confirmation, and you're going to get free $50 worth of insurance on your packages if you ship priority.
Is there a limit when you request free boxes? No,
well, there's a limit. If you go to USPS and you get free boxes, you actually request them on the website. They're gonna go. You're limited to how many you can request every day, but you just go back in the next day if you want more. I've got plenty of them. All right, $5 from I lost it. I will find it
right here,
right there. Okay. $5 just came in from Tim Anderson. I live in the town where the Ring of Fire was made. Some of the concrete parts still exist. That's amazing, Tim.
Amazing.
Appreciate the super chat, Tim. We just got another one in too. Robert Arwood, love you guys. Robert, we're sending love right back to you. George,
Appreciate it.
Can you believe it's already 9:58?
Oh my gosh, it's 9:58, guys.
One more.
Two more minutes.
Two more. Do you want two more questions? What are you thinking?
Northwest RC Club says you're welcome here in the UK. If you guys ever get over here, there's always room for you. That's very nice of you.
We'd love to.
We do plan on flying internationally to some locations. Renee Henderson says, I'm up for an auction win on Tuesday. I hope I'll save any food for you.
Yes, hopefully there's gummy bears and gum and dried green beans.
Someone asked how bad is it snowing there? It was snowing just a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
but
Gear Grid in 19 just sent $5.19. I get that 19. I see what you did there. For the intro, the upcoming outro, busy season has begun at work, so I won't be able to watch the lives until later on. Have a good one. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Well, the good news is you could always watch the replay. Appreciate it.
He's always paying me to sing. Can't beat that.
He is.
You got one more question, sweetie?
Someone said they found Mr. Ordinary Visionary said, I found a lock of hair in a Ziploc bag with a picture of the locker former owners and Willie Nelson.
Might want to get that DNA tested. Because if it's Willie Nelson's, then you might have a little bit of cash there.
Yes.
Are we ready? Are we ready for a little song to end the night with?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Can you believe it?
Can't.
Anything we need to say before we end with a song? eBay registrations.
Yes. If you haven't already registered for our eBay 101 training class, make sure that you register by emailing us at whatthehales@yahoo.com. Remember, seats are limited.
BKM just sent $10 in the super chat. Thank you so much, BKM.
Appreciate it.
Said, please take George out in the morning or when y'all can for a nice coffee on me. Thanks for all the knowledge and the time you take for these videos.
Aw,
BKM, Saturday morning, the only thing she wanted was coffee on the way to the auction. She's like, are we going to stop anywhere? We didn't pass one place that had coffee. So she was dying, unfortunately. She was a trooper, though, and we got it when we got home. Actually, what did we do? We went out to eat. We went to this. We dropped the trailer off at the warehouse and we found this little restaurant that was an old gas station. Mm-hmm. It was the coolest thing in the world.
It used to be a Texaco.
It was a Texaco gas station. It had all the collectibles in it and we were just like, this is so cool. And we'd never been there before. So she got her coffee and I got a big honkin' burger. All right, you ready, baby?
All right,
I think it goes a little bit like this. Let me see. May there... I don't know if I got my note yet. Always be. Okay, I got it.
While you're doing that, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our live show. If this was your first time, I hope you guys had fun and you can come back and hang out with us next Sunday, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And take it away.
Always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be YouTubers. May there always be George and Jeremy. I think we got another verse. Here we go.
Okay.
May there always be storage units, and may there always be food in them. And may there always be George nowhere nearby so I can actually eat some lunch when I'm out on the road all by myself starving. May there always be our YouTube buddies.
Good night, everyone. Love you all.
May there always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be YouTubers. May there always be the sweet Egyptian George and Jeremy. always be storage units. May there always be dead mice in them. May there always be money to be found. May there always be. Are you two buddies?